Hello everyone and welcome to Kindakraftykenzie. Today I am going to kick off my Easter DIYs for 2021, so let's go. This first DIY is super simple. I'm actually just going to use the April page from the Simply Blessed calendar for 2021 from the Dollar Tree, and it has just this cute little Easter bunny on it, very neutral decor, very farmhouse. All I did was take one of these leftover Valentine's Day signs from the Dollar Tree as well, use some wood filler to go ahead and fill in those holes. Once that dried, which only takes just a couple of seconds, I went ahead and sanded the excess off, and then I just used my glue stick this time to go ahead and attach this calendar page down to this board. Usually I like to use Mod Podge, but I'm changing it up a little bit, trying to simplify things sometimes. So this worked perfect for this, and it stuck really nicely. After I had that all down, then I just went ahead around the edges and sanded off all that excess paper, and I made sure to even get in those little grooves on the edges of the sign because I definitely wanted to highlight those. I wanted it to go with the board because I really love those like little indentations on the side like that. So I made sure to emphasize those. So to make my little hanger for my sign, I went ahead and recycled these Valentine's Day garland from the Dollar General. And this moment really reminds me of parenthood, where you're like constantly chasing your kids around and then counting to make sure they're all there. Then I just used a little bit of masking tape to tie off the end of my twine, and I went ahead and added some of my larger beads that I get from Amazon. They're 20 mm, and I absolutely love this size. I use these all the time. And then I just kind of did like a pattern of like 2 of the natural, and then like 1 of the darker brown and 1 of the white one from like that beaded garland I just showed you. And then I just continued on with that pattern until my hanger was at my like desired length. Then I just went ahead and knotted off on the end so the beads wouldn't move as I tried to attach it down to the sign, and I just simply attached it with some hot glue. So easy. And basically that is it for this. This is done. I didn't want to add any bows or any frill. I really just wanted to keep this super simple and really just like simple. I mean, just really neutral, and I just love the way it turned out. I love how the beads kind of emphasize the color of the bunny and the wreath, and I just think it all worked together really nicely. If you are new to my channel today, I just wanted to take a second and introduce myself. Hello and welcome. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie, and I am so glad that you are here today. If you love everything to do with DIY and crafting, upcycling, turning trash to treasure, and some shopping hauls, then you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. You can also find me over on Instagram and on Facebook. All the links are in the description boxes and in my bio. For this next DIY, as you can see, I already placed together 2 leftover Christmas signs I had with some of those jumbo craft sticks from Walmart, and then I did go ahead and fill in those holes with that wood filler like I did before. Then I went ahead and gave this sign 2 good coats of the ivory chalk paint so that I got a complete full coverage on it. So then I went ahead with my truffle brown and started on my little Easter basket. I absolutely think these are so adorable. I got this from the Dollar Tree, of course, and they're so cute, like I said, but they're small. So I definitely wanted to emphasize this, make it on a larger sign, and that way it wouldn't get like so lost. I don't know, I just feel like it hanging alone, it kind of gets lost, so that's why I'm creating like a bigger sign for it. But like I said, I just went ahead and covered the basket part with the truffle, and then I did give it 2 coats and then hit it with the heat gun, and then I came in with my agave. I absolutely love agave, you guys, by Waverly. I think it is so pretty. I can only usually find it in the little bottles though. I don't know why it's so hard to find in my area. Then I used this really pretty vintage tea rose color by Folk Art. It's an acrylic paint. I got it at Walmart, but it's a little bit more expensive than the apple barrel, but it's still under $2. And I just think it is really pretty. It's not like a really vibrant pink. It kind of reminds you of the ballet slipper a lot, but just a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little bit more mauve-y. But anyway, so I did go ahead and paint my bow, as you can see, with that color. Now, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with my eggs, and I just could not make up my mind, so I just went ahead and gave them a base coat of the white chalk paint. And you guys can probably hear my dog barking. I'm sorry. She barks at everything. But anyways, I didn't want these like 3 different colors. Like I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so that's why I just went ahead with the base coat of the white. I kind of like them just plain white, but my husband was like, no, they need something. So after I had those all nice and painted, I did go in with my truffle brown and kind of touched up where you can see where I kind of hit the basket with the white a little bit, but that was really easy to cover up, no problem. So then I did go in with my white chalk marker from the Dollar Tree and give this little bow a little bit of stitching. I kind of just wanted to break up the monotony of like the solid color. And I didn't really know how to cutesy this like little bow up very much, so that's what I chose to do here. And I do have to say, these white paint markers from the Dollar Tree are like bomb.com. So I knew that I wanted this Easter basket to be kind of 3D to just make it kind of pop more, so I did use some of those little blocks that you get from the Dollar Tree as well to like pop it up off the sign some. Now I'm going to take some of these little bunnies, also from the Dollar Tree, and I didn't know exactly where I wanted to place them on the sign, so I'm kind of just playing around with like where I want them to go, and I decided that I would probably put them up on the top. I did then go in and kind of distress this a little bit. I didn't really want to do a whole lot because I didn't want to draw a lot of attention to it and take the attention off of like the basket and the bunnies. I was just basically using this as kind of like a background piece, but I definitely didn't want to just like bleh plain, you know what I mean? So I did distress it with some truffle, and then I did go in over some sandpaper with some sandpaper, as you can see, and sanded it heavily, and I really love that like wood look around the edges. I think it looks so cute. Then I took some of my antique wax and just went ahead and gave these little bunnies a coat. First I kind of went in and thought, yeah, I like it kind of light, but then I was like, oh nope, let's go heavy. And after that, then I did take the towel and kind of wipe them off, and they look adorable. But you'll see me change my mind here in like, I don't know, 3.5 seconds, where I thought that I dug them dark, but then I wanted to distress them, but then I guess I switched gears and distressed the basket first with some cashew. But I don't know, I didn't want any more white obviously on the basket because of the eggs, and I didn't want to use ivory because obviously the sign's ivory, so you know, I just used some of the cashew, which is really pretty. Then I went over the bunnies with a little bit of white, just to kind of like lighten them up a little bit. And then I ended up really going over the bunnies with some light white, there we go, with some white to lighten them up, because I don't know, I guess I changed my mind. I just felt that there was like a lot of brown happening, and it was like bothering me. This project took way longer than it should have. It was just driving me nuts. Then I took some of my paint markers, and I did some stitching around the eggs. And as you can see, I just used a pink and then like 2 different shades of like blue, or like a blue and then like a blue green, to kind of pull in the agave a little bit, keep it like, you know, kind of pastel-y for Easter. And then I did decide to distress over my M with cashew to match the basket, and then I distressed over the bow with white to match the stitching. And then I did touch up my stitching because I wanted that to be a little bit more vibrant. Like I say, you guys, this project took way longer than it should have because I think I had so much pressure on myself to just make it perfect. Then I did decide to sand the edges of the bunnies to bring out some more of that wood look, and I think they turned out really cute in the end. I really like the way they look now. And they also needed to be 3D and pop up off the sign, so I just used some more of those little cube blocks and glued those down to make them 3D. And then I just placed everything onto the sign once I had it where I liked it. So after I had everything down, I decided that I didn't like how this handle felt kind of flimsy. There was nothing like attaching it to the sign, so I just added in one more of those like little cubes in there to kind of give it some more security. But I still just wasn't liking the way it was looking. It was just too much brown. I don't know. I just could not put my finger on what was missing here, and I'm sure you guys have experienced that where you work on something for so long and there's just something not clicking for you, and I was definitely struggling with this one. So I did decide to make some little jute twine bows where all I do is just wrap it around my hand like you saw and just pull it off and just tie it in the middle into a knot, and then just kind of trim up your excess twine that's hanging there to be like the tails of your bow. And then I just put one on each bunny, and I chose these colors obviously to tie in with the colors in the basket, and I thought that all the colors did, you know, coincide together really, really nicely, and I was loving that look. But it just still wasn't clicking. So I did go ahead and make a jute twine hanger where I just took like 4 pieces of twine and then just knotted them off on each end and then just attached it on the back. I just thought maybe something a little bit different than just like a piece of nautical rope or just a regular piece of twine. I was just trying to change it up a little bit. Sometimes I feel like all of my stuff starts to look the same, you know, especially getting most of your materials like from the Dollar Tree or something. So I don't know, I was just trying to spice it up a little bit. So then I just made a little twine bow to put at the top of the hanger, and then I was hating that hole at the top of the basket in that bow, so I did go ahead and attach one of those little jute twine bows in the middle of that wooden bow as well. So then I thought maybe greenery would help brighten this up a little bit, you know, just kind of, it was very neutral, but it was almost like too neutral. Like I wanted some more color. So I took some of these greenery pieces. They actually come off of the wildflower picks from the Dollar Tree. I got a bunch of them like way back, I think even before Valentine's Day, and now I haven't been able to find them anymore. I look for them every single time I go, but my last Dollar Tree haul was the last time I found any, and it was only like 5 picks. And I'm super sad because I looked online and I don't even see them online anymore, and I love these greenery pieces because they remind me of boxwood. You guys probably saw that. My husband tried to hit me with a pair of socks. But so I am, like I said, I am sad that I can't find these, but so if you guys see them, let me know. That way I know they're still out there somewhere. But so anyways, I just put some on either side of the basket to just kind of help give it some more color. So I thought that this did need just a little bit more, maybe some kind of floral. So I just took a little piece off of one of those floral bouquets from the Dollar Tree as well. It was just like a little white flowery one. And I just went ahead and kind of attached it in there, like in the midst of all those little leaves. And I still, it was, I liked it. I thought it helped a lot. I really liked the colors, but now I didn't like how you could see all of the stems on the sign. So I did just make 2 more of those jute twine bows and just attach them down there to kind of cover up the ends of the stems so you couldn't see those. And I feel like it finally clicked for me. I'm still not 100% with it, but here it is. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I don't know. I think it's pretty and I like it, but it's just still not my favorite. So next we're going to take one of these palette boxes from the Dollar Tree, of course, you guys. And I just went over it like a very light, sporadic kind of coat with my truffle. I definitely was not going for full coverage. I just really wanted basically, you know, to make it look like it was distressed. But instead of going in and painting it and then trying to sand it and distress it, I just like to do this. 1, it's a lot easier, saves a lot of time. 2, that natural pine look is really pretty coming through like a dark pink color like this. So that's what I did for this, and I did everywhere, even the inside as well. So exposed when you're keeping me wondering, you know I'd do anything to. So I decided I wanted to give this little crate some feet. So I just used some more of those little cube blocks and just glued them on. And then after they were on, I went ahead and covered them the same way, kind of dry brushed them with that same truffle chalk paint that I did the rest of the crate with. Here we go again, staying up all night to see if you've been texting me. Where do we go from here? I wanna go all in. So give me a sign. So I wanted to fill this with like moss, but I knew it was going to fall through those holes on the bottom of the crate. So I just used some of this cardstock that you can also get at Dollar Tree. It's really nice and thick. And I just cut it down and laid it down in the bottom of the crate. And then I did put some hot glue on top of the cardstock to try to help that moss on the bottom stick so that it wouldn't fall through like on the sides on the bottom. And it worked really good. Then I used some of these cute little twine carrots from the Dollar Tree. They are absolutely adorable. The only thing I don't like is the greenery on top because it's just like a green raffia. That's just my opinion. I just didn't want them to look so cheap and chintzy. So I just chose to cut them off, and then I cut up some of that wildflower greenery as well. And then I cut up some of those greenery from one of the floral picks, the floral bouquet from Dollar Tree as well, and just kind of attach them to the top with some glue to, one, help to try to hide that ugly hole at the top, and two, just make them look a little bit more realistic. And I think just like that little step just makes those carrots look so much better. I really like the way they looked after I did that. My original plan for this crate was to use all 6 carrots, but after I had them all in there, I decided that it just, I don't know, it was a little overwhelming. It just didn't look quite right to me. So I chose to go ahead and remove 3 of the carrots and instead replace them with some like of the greenery that I had used to make like the little tops, to where it looked like you had 3 carrots that were grown, ready to be picked, and then 3 that were still growing, and I definitely like that look a whole lot better. And as you can see, it was literally just scrap pieces that I had. I'm just pulling out of a bag. I save everything. So after that, I just took one of these little chalkboard signs from the Dollar Tree, and I chose to write on it with a paint marker versus a chalk marker because I like the thinner writing better. And then to just help adhere everything in there so it wouldn't fall out, I did decide to go ahead and just add some glue. In hindsight, I probably would have laid a little piece of floral foam down there, but I didn't know I was going to put in like little greenery picks, you know what I mean? I thought it was just going to be carrots. So anyways, I think this was so cute in the end, and it was so easy to make. So for our last project today, we are going to go ahead and use this little Easter truck from the Dollar General. It was $2, but it comes with a cute little stand like this, and it's double-sided, and I could never find the ones from Dollar Tree, I mean. So when I see these at Dollar General, I just grab them. Because even if you didn't want to use it for Easter, you could easily cut those eggs off. But I definitely wanted to make a little Easter truck. So I wanted to keep this super neutral because I wanted the pastel colors to pop off of this. So I chose to paint my truck in the Nimbus, which is a really pretty, like a light gray. I absolutely love it. And I love working with it, and it's another one that's kind of hard to find, so when I see it, I grab it. So I definitely have like backup for this, but like I say, it is my favorite gray to work with. So after I had that painted, both sides, you guys, because this is going to be double-sided, I let it sit aside to dry for a bit, and then I went in with the mineral, which is like a different shade of gray, and that's what I chose to paint like the base with. And I did do top and bottom as well. So I decided I wanted a little 3D effect on this truck. So as you can see, I just used one of the smallest craft sticks, and then I just measured it, and basically it was just like cutting the round ends off. And then I did do 2 of them because, like I said, this is double-sided, and you are going to see both sides of this truck. So we are decorating both sides. And then I just sanded off those sharp little edges to make them look, nicer and less dangerous. And then I just measured it to make sure it was gonna look good, and then I decided to go ahead and paint my eggs first. That way I didn't have to worry about like touching up that little popsicle stick if I got color, the color from the eggs onto the railing. You know what I'm saying. So anyways, I wasn't quite sure what color I wanted to do my little railings in. I didn't know if I wanted to do like a gray to match the truck, or if I wanted to do it like a completely different color, like maybe like a brown or something. But as you can see, I am just going to go ahead and paint this egg with the Pool color by Waverly. It's such a pretty blue. I absolutely love it. And I'm so excited to finally get to use like some of these pastel, different colors than just like fall colors and Christmas and the Valentine's Day. But I still love me some pink, you guys. So I did come in with that vintage tea rose that I had done the bow on the Easter basket sign with. And I did that middle egg with that. And I tried really, really hard to keep the shape of the eggs, but as you can see, I was just totally freehanding that. And I'm not the best painter, so I did the best I could. It's just a little Easter truck. It's no big deal. Then for the third egg on this side, I came in with some of that celery green, which I thought sage was my favorite color green. Celery is so pretty. It is like such a pretty light green. I absolutely am loving it for spring colors. I've been working with it in some other DIYs that you guys will see here really, really soon, but I am in love with this. So I can't remember where I saw it. And I didn't even think about that it would be a nice color, but I saw somebody work with it here on YouTube and I was like, oh, I must have you. So I picked some up and I am in love. So I love, like, it's just pastel. I don't know. It is just so pretty. And I just really like the light colors, like these colors I'm painting the eggs with. So once that side was done, I flipped it over and then I'm going to do 3 different color eggs on this side as well. So I chose the apple barrel as a pale daffodil. It's like a really light yellow. It's really pretty. I got it back in the fall from Walmart, but they still have it and it's only 50 cents. It's so worth it. But I got it for fall and I barely used it. I think I just used it to do like scarecrow noses or something. But again, I'm just so excited to use like these pastel light colors, like these spring colors, for spring and Easter and even some summer DIY. So it's really fun to be able to finally use these, like I said. But I definitely wanted to keep this truck like the same but different, you know what I mean? Like I thought it would be really fun to decorate it different on each side. So that is why all 6 eggs are going to be a completely different color. Then I used some agave for this egg, and like I said before, I love this color. I don't know what it is, but it is just so, so pretty. And I wanted to use it in the fall because I just, with you guys, I'm going to have a fall truck this color. It's coming. Just be ready. But I couldn't find it. I could not find it until like Christmas time. So it must be a really popular fall color. But let me know in the comments, you guys, if you use this and what you think about it. I know sometimes like tealish colors like this is like, it's either your taste or it's not. But I love it. So next I'm going to use lavender, which like I never use purple, but I'm going to go ahead and use that color for this 3rd egg here in the middle. So for the truck railings, I did decide to just go with some antique wax, and I just gave them 1 coat and then simply just wipe them off with a towel, and they look really nice. It cracks me up what like this antique wax can do to literally like a craft stick. I mean, to make it look like real wood grain is just crazy, but I really like the way it looked. So then I just attached these down with some hot glue. You could probably use wood glue, would give you more longevity for this, but it wasn't that big a deal. It was just a, a craft stick, could be easily replaced. But I just did not have time for wood glue to dry. My schedule's been kind of off and hectic lately, so it was difficult for me to get this video out. So that's why it is a little bit late, but bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to get on a schedule here with YouTube and just, find one that works best for me and my family and everything. But so for my tires, I didn't want black. So I went in with like the elephant gray by Waverly, and I just freehanded this. So they're probably not perfectly round. In fact, I guarantee it. And they're probably not all four the same size. But I've kind of just been going with it with freehand painting a little bit more. And, I'm not the best, but practice makes perfect. So if they're a little off, you don't have to tell me. I already know. But that is what I did for all four tires. I just painted them with the elephant gray. So in an attempt to round out these tires a little bit, I did go in with a dark gray paint marker to, try to make them look a little bit more like a tire and a little more uniform with each other. Then I wanted to emphasize the fenders and draw like little handles on the door, and I even gave the truck a little bit of stitching around the edges. So I just did all that with my gray paint marker. It really matches the elephant gray really, really well, and it's a lot easier to work with. Now I know my lighting is really bad here, you guys. My husband chose to rewire a kitchen light in my kitchen, obviously, while I was crafting, and for whatever reason, where I was in my home with my lights and where he was in the kitchen are on the same, I don't know, what is that? The same wire thing, electrical gibberish, whatever. Anyways, I lost my lighting for a little bit. So that's why it's kind of dark here, but I promise it'll brighten up really, really soon. So after I got all the stitching done, I went ahead and distressed this platform a little bit with some truffle, just to kind of bring in a little bit of brown so it wasn't so much gray, and to kind of give it that look, like it's on a road. Maybe even a dirty road. And then, not that I've ever seen a clean road, but So then I did decide to do the same thing with the truck. I just went over it very, very lightly with, the dry brush of the truffle. I definitely did not want to take away from any of that gray, and I didn't want that brown to get too heavy, but I just kind of wanted to make it look a little dirty. So after I got attached to the stand, I decided that it was still kind of sad and lonely. So I chose to use some of these little styrofoam bunnies and eggs that I got from the Dollar Tree. And all I did to paint them was just, as you can see, I put them down on some skewer sticks. And then you guys, this little paintbrush holder from the Dollar Tree is so amazing. I have a couple of these and I absolutely love them. So I thought this would be perfect to put my little skewer sticks in after I painted these little styrofoam bunnies and eggs so that they could stand up and dry and not have to lay on one side and kind of get smooshed. But, apparently I thought I needed to show you how to assemble this because it's so difficult. So there's a little tutorial on how to assemble the paintbrush organizer from the Dollar Tree. So after I got my bunny and my eggs painted, which as you can see, I painted one bunny in truffle, and then I painted one of the eggs in the pool blue color, and then I painted the other egg in, I did not use the vintage tea pink. I used a just a light pink, but again it was acrylic. It was an acrylic pink paint from Walmart. And then I painted the other bunny in the cashew. They were so cute. But after they were all painted, then I just set them in that paintbrush organizer to dry. And it really didn't take long at all for them to dry. And I recommend 100% letting them dry by air, obviously. Do not use your heat gun on these. They are styrofoam. And if you've ever put a styrofoam cup in the microwave or a styrofoam plate in the microwave, it will melt. So I know I didn't use it. I already knew that it would do that, so definitely don't use your heat gun. So be patient and let the paint dry all on its own. In the meantime, I took some of this really dark green color Easter grass from the Dollar Tree, and when I bought it, I didn't know if I was going to like it, so I only bought one bag, and now of course I can't find it again. I should know this by now, and I really, really like it, but I'm about out of it already. But I thought it's really nice to work with because it just gives that perfect little Easter grass look, and I love the color. But anyways, after I had that attached, you can see that I'm just attaching my bunnies and my eggs like opposite of each other on the truck. So I thought that was really cute how they're just like catty cornered and like your eggs are like nesting in little grass and then your bunny's right there. I don't know. I think it's really adorable. Then I just took some greenery, little pieces that I have, just, you know, plucked some off some of the picks that I have, added some yellow, some purple on this side with the blue bunny and the blue egg. Well, he's not a blue bunny, he's a brown bunny, but I'm going to give him a blue bow here in just a second. See, there it is. It's just a regular shoelace bow that I tied with some of that twine that I have. And then on the cashew bunny, I gave it a little pink bow. And then since that egg was pink there on the ground, I gave it some pink flowers. And I thought this turned out really cute. I think it definitely spruced up, you know, help spruce it up a little bit. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let me know which one of today's DIYs were your favorite. But stay tuned because here comes the big reveal.
Someone else, no one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town.
Thank you guys so much for coming along with me today. I had so much fun creating these DIYs. They definitely gave me a little bit of a challenge here and there, but I think that they turned out really cute in the end. As always, let me know which one is your favorite down in the comments because I always love to know. And don't worry, you guys, I promise that I have a video dedicated just to some Easter tier tray cuties. It is definitely my most requested video that I get, and I promise that it is on its way very, very soon. Like I said, just give me a little bit of grace because with my girls' school schedule and a couple other things going on, getting into a routine and schedule and balancing everything has been a little bit of a challenge the past couple weeks. And plus our weather here in PA has been absolutely awful, so it's been kind of difficult for me to get out and get any new materials, so I'm trying to work with what I have. But I promise there is lots more Easter inspiration on the way. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, you can thumbs it up even if you didn't enjoy it. I'm okay with that too. And don't forget to just, oh my goodness, don't forget to subscribe before you go. And I'm out of here because I apparently can't talk. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
No, no, nothing can break me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall.